I just want to invest in people that really want to be the best that they can be.
Hello, everyone. It's Todd Scrima and Robyn, LaVassaur, and Jim Reed. This podcast is to branch managers, and to me, this is very fun because this one especially can really help branch managers. Summit Funding about 9 years ago started a program called Mortgage Loan Apprentice, and I will tell you a quick story. I had a gentleman hire me straight out of college, and I had to get licensed and all that, and I became what he didn't call it that, but he was just trying to hire loan officers. The good news is that I grew up and I did a lot of loans, and I started lots of branches and all that good stuff. But I was a mortgage loan apprentice. I started in that kind of program. The bad news was, of the 15 people that he hired, I was the only one who made it. So about 9 years ago, I've always been passionate about helping people find a career and get them into it. About 9 years ago, Summit started saying, whoa, we should hire fresh people into the industry because it's such a great industry. And there's a whole process around this. There's management around it. There's tons of coaching. There's a whole process around it that we've designed, right down to the point to where I can give someone a personality test today, and I can tell you if you're going to make it or not. Matter of fact, I'll come pretty close to telling you how much income you'll be making in 4 or 5 years. So we've gotten super good at it, and it's this old way of, everyone just steals each other's salespeople all the time. If we're honest, it's kind of dumb. If you knew how to do this, like Jim and Robyn do, you could grow big old branches like they have and make millions of dollars, okay? That's the idea for you. The idea for them and emotionally for you is you get to help people start in a business and build a career. So, Robyn, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I think inadvertently, I was a mortgage loan apprentice. And so it's interesting to think you see people that sometimes go through the roles of mortgage, if you will. And I started as a receptionist, but eventually worked my way as kind of a personal assistant and then a processor and learned the ropes of lending and then jumped out. And the truth is I had to choose it for myself. And I think it's really cool that Summit has developed something where we say, hey, we're willing to show you the path. I think that the days of loan officers saying, I don't want anybody else to be a loan officer because I'm the loan officer have really changed. And as a branch manager, there's a beautiful opportunity out there. And so I have two kind of examples that we've had great success with in our branch. And one is the homegrown, like I was, where, I'll have somebody come in and be an LP1 and work on the team and learn loans. And you see them really start to evolve. You see realtors start calling and they're okay just talking to that person if they never get to the loan officer, right? The clients are calling, they feel that, at that point, that person might have the chops to get out there and go be a loan officer themselves. And the MLA is a great segue, right? There's a safety net, if you will, for them to learn still how to be an originator, but feel the sense of employment until they're ready to jump off. And so it's a great building block in the MLA program to do that. Recognize that in your people. Like if you don't know where they're headed, help them with their vision and where your people are headed so that if they'd want to become an MLA, because we've grown some really cool MLAs, now top producing loan officers directly from our own staff here in Eugene. So that's one avenue. I think the other is, I'll give you a scenario that we really didn't see for a while there. We were like, fresh out of college, that's the person you're going to chase after and, hungry for sales, that type of thing. And what I've realized now is that we've had a few that are actually just miserable in their current career and they'd love a change. They want to be part of a different environment. And so, I have a couple, we actually have 3 or 4 now in our branch. But one is by the name of Tracy Ricketts. And she literally was a friend of mine. She was working as a donor relations in charge of that for a college campus here in the state. And leadership was not great. The truth was it just wasn't great where she was working, and she was stressed and migraines and no work-life balance and very frustrated overall. And she's a pretty competitive person. And she came and saw me and finally said, we kind of jokingly said, maybe you should work in mortgage. And then it was like, oh gosh, maybe we just gave ourselves an idea. And so pretty soon she started. She started in March of 2020. And I say that out loud because that was literally the month that the world shut down for COVID. She was 3 hours remote from me, but she already had the disciplines and the confidence that you need to make it happen, right? She didn't retreat back and say, oh, I'm just out of college and now I'm scared about this. Not that that would happen to everybody, but instead she was like, hey, I know my business sense. I know what I have to do. I'll follow the plan. So we really mapped her out a plan. And you fast forward, March of 2022 will be 2 years on the job. This last year, she was the number one at Summit with less than 2 years, at Summit, closed 144 deals. She's averaging, she'll be our number one producer in the month of January. She was just the number one producer in the month of January for 2022 in our entire branch out of all the originators. And literally last year, made over $400,000 as an MLA. Wow. And she's attracted 2 additional MLAs that have the same chops, background, story as her, and they're hitting the ground running as well. So I think there's this beautiful little piece that nobody's paying attention to. Everyone's after these big top producing, high refi guys, come on over to us. And instead there's a gold mine right there of being able to help people and build a career path for them that they love. So that's
nice. It was so powerful. My lights went on, Robyn. So powerful. So
my loud voice.
Yeah, I'll leave the lights on. Is it okay if I chime in, Todd?
Yeah. Well, you oversee this whole division, so yes, you're the king of this. This
well, listen, the mortgage business. Listen, as a branch manager, what Summit really offers is a culture that fits and a plan to grow your branch that works. Right? That's what it really. It offers other things, guys. But I've been a branch manager for 20 years, and let's be honest. What's my biggest fear, Robyn?
The failure of salespeople?
Yeah, my biggest fear is they're going to leave me or not make it. Right? That's my biggest fear. So the MLA program, if you look at it, it has 2 things that are super cool that you really got to think about. First of all, the mortgage business requires you to be an expert at loans, an expert at sales, and have structure. Those 3 things are at odds with each other all the time. Yes. Right? So you're a branch manager and you need more loans, market's changing, and you need to recruit. So now everybody's throwing money at loan officers, which is eating into your already shrinking profit and loss statement. So what do you do, right? So instead of going and stealing loan officers, we have a program. The first 3 months are handled for you, Todd. So we have a program where they get licensed. They go through ground school, which is the technical knowledge, licensed technical knowledge, and sales school. Before you have to worry about them taking all your time, they have this foundation. So in addition to that, you have a loan officer who wants to grow. They want their own branch. Well, there's a way for them to have their own branch within a branch. You take a salesperson with skills, we teach them team, how to utilize assistants to do more loans. And then they can put MLAs on their team and earn an override. They don't have to go anywhere. They can make money on their loans, money on someone else's loans, not have to deal with, no offense, corporate structure, HR, IT, facilities, supplies, all these things. And it gives everybody a chance to grow, which is super congruent with what we say we are. We're a growth company that happens to do mortgages. So the plan is set out. So I can't tell you how many hours I've spent with mortgage professionals across the country talking about how to do this. Does it work? Should we do it? What's the right candidate? We got it all figured out now. And that's what's cool, because it gives me a journey without fear. And because I tell you, branch managers are scared right now.
Yes.
They're scared.
And I want to add to that, Jim, unlimited potential.
Unlimited.
If Jim and Robyn said, hey, I'm going to hire 20 MLAs in 2 months, they would do it. It's just, there's so many people out there. They would love to get in the business and go through that journey.
Todd, real quick, Todd, I flunked out of college. I was on academic probation 6 times.
Yeah.
I have 7 locations in 3 states.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah. And I will close this up by bragging about these 2. Robyn built her entire branch this way. I think you have 4 or 5 loan officers that when they came in, they had experience. Your whole branch did almost $1 billion last year, made $15 million, and it was similar. Jimmie's got a similar story. This is how to do it. This is how to go from here to a boom. But tons of resources, tons of coaching, full-time managers overseeing it, full-time recruiters recruiting them. Like, it's a process. You can't do it. I don't believe you can do it on your own at a branch level and have big results. You could do like one a year, right? So it's like that. So if we can get you information, we're happy to have it. Either me, Jim, or Robyn would be happy to talk to you. You could talk to the manager. You could talk to whoever sent this to you. But reach out for that. We're happy to share what we do because it's so hard to replicate. Plus, we just like helping people, right? I believe in karma. So, guys, this is one of those topics where if you just reach out and make a call and educate yourself, or come to one of our events where we teach this stuff, it literally will change your life. Literally will change your life.
Call me, pick my brain. I'll share anything you want to share.
Yep,
Amen.
we're open book. Open book. Guys, thank you very much. Let's go have a great month. Think about growing MLAs, hundreds of them if you're a branch manager. Have a great month, guys. Thanks, Jim and Robyn.